I'm Chris Ackles.
And I'm Kareem Johnson.
In this week's newscast, a controversy involving SLU, WashU, and abortion.
Pius Library gets extended hours.
A Respect for Life preview.
A look at Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
How the Bills did last week, how the weather will do this week.
These stories and more on SLU News 22. Thank you for joining us. This week's big story is Washington University's mea culpa regarding the implication that St. Louis University was a partner in a medical program involving contraception and family planning. This prompted a response from Jeff Fowler, university spokesman, who asserted that in an interview with the St. Louis Post-Dispatch that SLU, a Jesuit Catholic university, had never heard of nor had any role in the family planning fellowship at Washington University. The fellowship's website had claimed that the two universities were collaborating with Planned Parenthood to develop specialists to, quote, research, teaching and clinical practice in contraception and abortion, unquote. The language has since been removed from the website, and Washington University has confirmed that SLU had no role in the fellowship.
The SLU School Supply Drive has been declared a success, collecting over 15,000 items valued at over $7,500. They'll be donated to KidSmart, a local nonprofit organization that distributes school supplies to the St. Louis public schools free of charge.
Here on SLU's campus, the long-awaited 24-hour library has finally arrived. This week began SLU's semester-long pilot program to test the usefulness of the 24-hour library, and the first floor of Pius XII's library will remain open throughout the week. From now until December 13th, the library will remain open from Sundays at 10 a.m. to Friday at 9 p.m. and will be open on Saturdays from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. The new 24/5 library has been a priority initiative of the student body president Michael Harris and this year's SGA administration, and the Senate recently voted to approve $2,000 to make the program possible.
This week is Respect for Life Week here at St. Louis University, an event sponsored by Students for Life. Events include a number of presentations, movie nights, and information booths each day, and throughout the week there will be hundreds of crosses placed in the quad, each representing 2 abortions in America. Students for Life is a renowned student organization on campus and also organizes the March for Life in the spring.
The last week in September was homecoming week here at SLU, as well as family weekend. More than 3,400 alumni, parents, and families visit the campus that weekend, attending more than 40 events scheduled by a handful of organizations. Friday's night's concert drew big crowds behind Griesedick Hall, and Saturday's night's soccer game drew almost 5,000 fans to Robert R. Herman Stadium. The weekend was a bit damp, but that didn't deter the spirits of SLU's visitors or SLU students.
We've gotten plenty of rain since then. Chief Meteorologist David Keller is with us to see what we can expect tonight and later in the week.
Yeah, we do have more rain in the forecast later this week. However, tonight we are expecting very cool temperatures, partly cloudy skies, with a low around 50 degrees. As I mentioned earlier, we have more cool temperatures and rain in the forecast, and I'll talk about that coming up in a little bit.
All right, thanks, David. On Friday, the Quad was host to a one-night shanty town for a good cause. Cardboard City, an event hosted by Habitat for Humanity and Billikens After Dark, raised awareness for homelessness in the St. Louis area. Registered students built the shelters from leftover cardboard gathered from around the university. The night also included root beer, ice cream, as well as a rock band, karaoke, and a late-night showing of Transformers 2. The students camped through below-average temperatures before they disassembled the village the next day. If you're interested in volunteering to create real homes for those in need, contact Habitat for Humanity in the St. Louis area at 314-371-0400.
Leon Z. Seltzer, Professor Emeritus of the Aerospace Engineering and Dean Emeritus of the Parks College of Aviation, Engineering, and Technology, died September 23rd at age 95. Seltzer joined the university in 1963 as a Dean of Parks College, where he remained until his retirement in 1981. Seltzer was active in professional and community organizations and served on the Aviation Committee for the St. Louis Regional Commerce and Growth Association.
We'll take a look at national news and health news when we come back on SLU News 22.
Thanks for staying with us. On the national scene in Little Creek, California, a wind-driven wildfire has burned over 5.5 square miles in the San Bernardino Mountains and destroyed 3 homes, reports the Associated Press. The 3,500-acre fire was 10% contained on Sunday, causing the ordered evacuation of 4,000 to 6,000 residents in remote canyons. There were no reported injuries or fatalities.
The national unemployment rate has now reached the highest level since 1983, casting some doubts on recovery of consumer spending. The Labor Department figure has caused the president to explore any and all additional measures to spur growth and to keep the benchmark interest rate near zero through 2010. 263,000 jobs were lost in September of 2009, raising the national unemployment rate to 9.8%, up from 9.7% in August, according to Bloomberg.
As the G7 moves to explain to the G20, the International Monetary Fund and its 186 members are deadlocked on the details on how to boost the emerging nations' power in the IMF. Global finance chiefs in Istanbul continue to struggle with consensus as Brazil warns of damage to the IMF and worries that Europe may become less generous with emerging nations increasing influence in the IMF. In addition, the IMF has been asked to develop principles for releasing stimulus to nations.
In health news, United Nations health officials have urged more affluent countries to make the vaccine for H1N1 flu available to those who are not able. The World Health Organization declared H1N1 a global pandemic in June, claiming a third of the world's 7 billion people could catch it. The WHO has stated as of September 20th, the swine flu has killed 3,917 individuals in 191 nations since April.
October is National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. The national statistics put the chance of a woman being diagnosed with invasive breast cancer at 1 in 8. The chance of it killing her is 1 in 35. Breast cancer is the second leading cause of death of American women after lung cancer. With success with drugs like tamoxifen and Herceptin, the use of mammograms, the mortality rate of women of the disease has declined. The Chicago Tribune reports that researchers are using information to find the best approach to treating specific patients. When we come back, is your Windows 7 upgrade disk really free?
And we'll take a look at the International Olympic Committee's vote for the 2016 Summer Olympics.
Saturday's high temperature of 61 degrees was the coldest we've seen since April 16th. We have more rain chances in the forecast, and could we be seeing the coldest weather of the season? I'll let you know right after the break.
Welcome back to SLU News 22. David is here to go through the weather forecast again. Man, it's time to start pulling out those jackets. Fall is definitely here.
Yeah, you may definitely need that winter coat even here in the next couple of weeks. However, today, this Sunday, we did have very mild temperatures. We saw a high temperature of 65 degrees here at SLU. Out at Lambert, they saw a high of 68. That is 6 degrees below the average high of 74 degrees, and we will continue to see below average temperatures for the next few days. Now, right now, we are sitting in between two storm systems. We have a storm system spinning off to our south, bringing rain to Arkansas and Mississippi, and a new one developing off to our north and west. However, in between, we do have this large area of high pressure that brought us the bright sunny skies we saw Sunday afternoon. Now, the sunny skies did help to bring temperatures up into the middle 60s for highs, and that high pressure also brought in a wedge of drier air, which also helped to boost our temperatures into the 60s. Now, over the next couple of days, the high pressure that's bringing us the sunny skies right now will begin to fade away as we head through Wednesday afternoon, and we turn our attention to a developing storm system off to our north and west. Monday night into Tuesday, we'll begin to glide across the plains and push a cold front into the area, bringing us our next chance of rain and thunderstorms, especially as we head towards Tuesday afternoon and early Wednesday morning. So here is your forecast for Monday. When you wake up, we should see a temperature around 50 degrees. Mostly sunny skies, but a very crisp and cool morning with light northeast winds around 5 miles an hour. By the time we get to the noon hour, we should see temperatures around 65 degrees, partly cloudy but comfortable with light southeast winds. By 4 p.m., we should see our high temperature around 70 degrees, so partly cloudy but very fall-like temperatures. By the time we get to the evening, temperatures should have fallen back to around 63 degrees. Now, here is the rest of your 7-day forecast. By the time we get to Tuesday, temperatures do fall back a little bit to 69 degrees with the approach of that storm system. A 70% chance of rain and thunderstorms Tuesday afternoon into Wednesday morning. On Wednesday, mostly sunny skies do return with a high temperature of 67 degrees. However, we see another storm system approach the region Thursday and Friday with an increased chance of showers and thunderstorms. Temperatures fall back to 61 on Friday, and I want to bring your attention to next Sunday. I'm expecting a high temperature around 55 degrees. However, there are indications that it could be even cooler, and some models even give us a few snowflakes by Monday morning. I'm not expecting any snow accumulations here. In fact, we may not even see snow. But I just wanted to give you a heads up that we are expecting some very chilly temperatures by the time we get to next weekend. Back to you, Kareem.
Thanks, David. In technology news, if you've bought a computer running Windows Vista between June 26 or plan on buying one before January 31st of 2010, you're eligible for a free upgrade to Windows 7. The official Microsoft line is that the upgrade is free, but PC World Magazine found that being charged as much as $17 for an upgrade disk isn't uncommon. Lenovo is charging every customer $17.03. Dell, Compaq, HP, Sony, and Toshiba charge some customers with fees running from $11.25 to $14.99. Acer is charging nothing for the upgrade disc.
In entertainment news, Woody Harrelson has something to be proud of. His film Zombieland easily won the weekend box office numbers, making over $25 million, his largest grossing opening of his career. Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs fell to second place, raking in $16.7 million. Both of these movies are released by Columbia Pictures, a subsidiary of Sony. The 3D versions of Toy Story and Toy Story 2 opened at number 3 with $12.5 million. Stay with us. Coming up next, we'll take a look at Billiken sports and the 2016 Olympics. We'll be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. In sports, it was an eventful and successful weekend for Billiken Athletics last week, and there looks to be another exciting schedule in the days ahead. In men's soccer, the Billikens picked up 2 victories, the first coming over on Wednesday night over University of Missouri at Kansas City. UMKC took a 2-0 lead early in the second half, but the Billikens responded with 3 goals in less than 15 minutes, and the 3-2 win put the Billikens back over 500 for the season. Then on Saturday night, SLU hosted Clemson on what would turn out to be one of the closest games of the season. After 90 minutes of scoreless soccer, Billiken defender Alex Johnston scored the game-winning goal in less than 2 minutes into overtime, and SLU won the game 1-0. This week, conference play begins for the Billikens with home games on Friday night against Richmond and Sunday afternoon against George Washington.
The women's soccer team also had a successful weekend. The Lady Bills blasted UMass by a score of 4-0. Sophomore Andrea Bartledge scored 2 of the Billikens' goals on Saturday at Robert R. Herman Stadium. The win brings the Billikens to a 4-5-2 record on the year and a 1-1-1 record inside the Atlantic 10. This weekend, the Bills make a road trip to Ohio with games at Xavier and Dayton on Friday and Sunday. It was also opening weekend for 2 sports at SLU, including the Billiken swimming and diving team. The men and women faced off against Washington University in a one-on-one battle, and it turned out to be quite a day for the women's squad. Laura Robertson and Anna Larson each picked up a pair of individual first-place finishes and led the Lady Bills to a 164-70 victory on Saturday. Chad Carmichael, he's the pride of Westlake, Ohio, and he notched 2 individual victories on Saturday, but the Bears did defeat the Billikens 142-95.
Women's softball opened their fall season last week and began with 2 shutouts in their 2 exhibition matches. The ladies picked up a 6-0 victory over Truman and an 8-0 victory over Missouri S&T, and the Billikens are ready for their fall tune-up, preparing for the spring season.
Last Friday, the International Olympic Committee voted on the site of the 2016 Summer Olympics. Of course, Chicago was one of the finalists, along with Madrid, Tokyo, and Rio de Janeiro. President Barack Obama and First Lady Michelle Obama visited Copenhagen for the vote, but unfortunately, early Friday morning, Chicago was eliminated from the voting. In the end, Rio de Janeiro was awarded the site of the 2016 Summer Olympics and will follow the 2012 Games in London.
We'll be back with a final look at weather next.
David is back with a final look at weather. You mentioned earlier about the possibility of some snowflakes. It's too early for me.
Yeah, it is kind of early for snowflakes, but I am expecting more cooler temperatures this week. Highs mainly in the upper 60s with quite a few rain chances. I don't know about that snow chance. We'll just have to see, but we are definitely looking at very cool temperatures by the time we get to next weekend.
Okay. We thank you for watching us this week. We'll see you back next week. This is SLU News 22.